Has your cat ever walked right in front of you and suddenly thrown themselves aggressively onto the floor? You probably instinctively reach down to rub their belly, but touching them right away might actually be breaking the trust they just offered you. To understand what that moment really means, we need to go somewhere most people never look. Chapter 1. The surrender signal. Most people call this flopping. There's actually a name for it in feline behavioral science, and what it means is the opposite of what you'd expect. Think about the last time your cat did this. Did you reach for the belly? Almost everyone does. But here's what's actually happening. When your cat exposes their side or their belly, they're revealing the most unprotected area on their entire body. The skin there is thin, almost no muscle beneath it. In the wild, showing that area to something capable of harming you has one meaning. You've completely dropped your guard. Animal behaviorists call this a vulnerability display. Your cat isn't requesting a belly rub, not a pet, not a scratch. They're making a declaration. You are not a threat. Think about what that takes. Every instinct wired into that nervous system says stay covered, stay guarded, stay ready. And yet here they are, side down, legs loose, completely exposed. That's not habit. That's a choice. Chapter 3 will completely reframe how you read this moment. But first notice where your cat actually lands. Chapter 2. The attention check. Here's where this starts to feel deliberate, because your cat isn't flopping randomly. They're placing themselves with a precision most owners walk right past. Notice how they always flop just out of arm's reach? That is on purpose. That gap, the exact distance between where they land and where your hand naturally falls, is not random. Animal behaviorists have consistently observed that when cats perform this behavior, they position themselves just beyond their owner's comfortable reach. Your cat is showing you the vulnerability, but they're controlling the terms. The flop is a message, not an invitation. They're saying, see me, don't rush me. That distance is them asking you to read the signal first and earn the next step second. Pay attention to where your cat lands next time. The placement will stop you. We'll cover exactly how to respond in Chapter 5, but first, you need to understand what goes wrong when you reach in anyway. Before that, a quick moment. If this is already changing how you see your cat hitting helps other owners find this too. Chapter 3. The rolling trap. There's a specific reason why the belly rub almost always ends in a bite. It isn't aggression, it isn't mood. Once you understand the wiring behind it, you'll never misread that moment again. Here's what's happening inside your cat's nervous system. The belly region is dense with nerve endings far more than the back or the head. Animal behaviorists who study feline tactile response have observed that stimulation in that area activates two systems at the same time. One that registers the touch as pleasurable, and one that fires a defensive reflex. Both fire together, immediately. Your cat isn't changing their mind. Both signals were always there. Think of it like touching something unexpectedly cold. The sensation arrives before the thought. Your hand pulls back before you've decided to pull it back. Your cat's jaw closes the same way. Reflex first. Intention never. The bite isn't betrayal. It's biology. And what makes it worse is that you were invited. The flop looked like permission. The exposed belly looked like a request. That gap between what it looks like and what it actually means, that's the trap. And almost every owner falls into it. Chapter 5 gives you the exact alternative. But first, there's something underneath the flop that has nothing to do with you at all. Chapter 4. The safe space claim. What you've probably been reading is your cat's way of getting your attention. It has a second meaning, and this one is entirely about the floor. When your cat rolls, they aren't only communicating with you, they're working. Cats have scent glands along their cheeks, their chin, the base of their tail, and scattered across the flank. The side of the body they press to the ground. When they roll, they're depositing scent, not passively, deliberately. Be honest. Have you ever watched your cat flop in the exact same spot, day after day? That's not coincidence. Research into feline territorial behavior suggests cats return to the same scent marking locations with near clockwork consistency. Animal behaviorists observe that high traffic areas, doorways, hallways, and the spot right in front of where you always sit receive the most repeated marking. Your cat is signing their name into the floor of the place they've decided is theirs, and safe, and worth protecting. The flop isn't just a signal to you, it's maintenance. It's your cat refreshing the invisible boundary that tells every part of their nervous system, this place is mine, this person is known, nothing here is a threat. You just happen to be standing in their most important room. That reframe changes how you respond, which is exactly what Chapter 5 is for. Chapter 5, the verbal acknowledgement. Most advice on this says, don't touch the belly, that's where it stops. But that's only half the answer, and the half that actually matters gets left out every time. Your cat flopped. They made themselves vulnerable. They've signed the floor. They've positioned themselves at exactly the right distance. Now they're waiting, not for your hand, for your acknowledgement. Animal behaviorists who study cat-owner communication have observed that cats are highly responsive to low, soft vocalizations from their owners, tones that fall below normal conversational pitch. A quiet, unhurried "hey you," or a slow, low murmur lands in their nervous system as a social signal. Recognition without pressure. Presence without intrusion. Try this. The next time your cat flops, don't move toward them. Stay exactly where you are. Soften your voice. Say something low and slow. Anything. The words don't matter. Watch what happens to their body. The ears turn toward you. The tail stills. Sometimes the eyes close just slightly. That's not sleepiness. That's relief. You saw them. You didn't rush them. You answered on their terms, and their entire body registers it. Animal behavior researchers call this affiliative response. Your cat isn't performing for you. They're checking in. And when you check back the right way, they know the answer they were hoping for. There's one more step, and it's what we're ending on. Chapter 6. The head scratch reward. Remember what I said at the very start, that reaching in right away might be breaking the trust they just offered you? This is the moment where you earn it back. The correct move isn't the belly. It's never been the belly. After you've acknowledged them, after the low voice, after the stillness, watch your cat. If their body stays loose, if they don't roll back upright, if they hold that exposed position, they're leaving the door open. That's your signal. Move slowly, not toward the belly, toward the head. Specifically, the base of the skull. The spot just behind the ears where the jaw muscle meets the neck. Your cat has scent glands there too, right at the temple, between the eye and the ear, and along the jawline. When you reach this area gently, you're not just touching them, you're entering a ritual that cats use with each other. Mutual grooming in that exact location is how cats in the same social group reinforce the fact that they're safe with each other. Not acquaintances, not tolerated, safe. Animal behaviorists have observed that cats who receive slow, deliberate contact in this region during a relaxed vulnerability display will often lean into the touch, sometimes closing their eyes completely, sometimes pressing their skull upward into your fingers. They're not asking for more pressure. They're confirming your answer was right. Your cat walked in front of you, threw themselves to the floor, and waited. They showed you the most unprotected part of their body. They held their position at exactly the right distance. They checked whether you'd rush them or read them. And all they needed, all they were ever asking for, was for you to slow down enough to see it. Not the belly. The moment before the belly. That's where it lives. Your cat isn't throwing themselves down for attention. They're handing you a key to a door most owners never even notice is there. And that is the oldest form of trust a solitary hunter knows how to give.